Celtics had their issues last season, Kevin, but in the end, they lost to a super team. I mean, the East has just gotten better, led by Toronto and the Bucks. That's a big challenge for Boston.
Now, here's Tice. Takes the 13-footer. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Outside, Walker. There's the pass to Tatum. Back to Walker. Just 5 to shoot. And a miss there on the triple. Well, Chris, with LeBron going to the Lakers, many picked the Celtics to rule the East. Now that road is less certain.
Oh, yeah, because the East has gotten good. Let's think about it. Philly, Toronto, the reigning champions. Also, it's just, and don't forget about Boston. I mean, but they have the talent to play with anyone. Now it's a matter of maximizing that talent and becoming the best version of themselves.
Now here's Tatum. 26 points for him last game against Phoenix.
And not only that, I mean, if you think about it, he dominated the boards. His energy was incredible. He never stopped working.
Tatum with it, defended by Beverly. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
And it's George finishing it off.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Now, here's Walker. He's coming off a 19-point game against Phoenix. Pass to Tice. Outside, Walker. Lets it go with a 3. He can't get it to go. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
Yeah, and that one, they caused a lot of misfires with their intensity on the defensive end.
They played with energy and communicated well. It made things difficult out there.
Now here's Leonard. Hard to imagine, but the stats are tremendous as he averages close to 27 points a game. And it's Beverly missing.
That's high-quality defense right there. Reading the situation, reacting, and making that a very tough jump shot.
Brown, good.
Well, they were pretty tight to start this game. Started out with 4 straight misses. Maybe that one will get them going.
The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Beverly kicks to Patterson. Tatum against George. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Now here's Walker. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Tatum passes to Tice. Nice ball movement by Boston. And a wide open look for Walker. The rebound by Patterson.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Down low, Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Brown feeling it out a bit. 5 on the clock. Leonard gets a hand on it.
And a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end.
Smart against George. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
2 fouls, and we're not even out of the first quarter. That's not a good pace to set.
Williams, he's checked in for George. Pass to Walker. Here's the three. It's good from long range. There's a lot of expectations, high expectations when you're the #1 overall pick in the draft. You know it well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's something that I wanted. Derek Coleman was from Detroit, and 2 years earlier, he was the #1 pick, and I'd always been a fan of his, so I felt like he was passing the baton, and I had to kind of do what he did. And then Shaquille O'Neal was Rookie of the Year before myself and the #1 pick. And so for me, I looked at it as, a pretty big weight, but the honor was more than the weight. And I was honored to be picked #1, and I relished in that, and I had great teammates that allowed me to flourish in that role.
Here's Leonard after the basket by Boston. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Smart. On the wing, Brown. The three. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Brown's got 5.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And so Beverly will bring it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 2. Leonard on the wing. Shoots over Brown. Los Angeles with another miss.
Does a good job just to get the shot off clean. Even if he can't knock it down, the fadeaway is really his only choice there.
Smart against Williams. And there it is for him.
Just too physical. Smart shedding the defense and finishing strong.
Clippers have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game. And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. And for Jaylen Brown, part of the challenge last season, especially with the return of Gordon Hayward, was meeting the high expectations, Greg, in a reduced role.
Competition for minutes, and then early on, he struggled. We all see the potential, but it's really about seizing the moment every time you're on the court.
You heard that? Then I had to take a poop bath.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Harrell's checked in.
And while we have a chance, how about the numbers for Brown? Averaging about 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
Just 4 to shoot. With some arc, and the layup good by Beverly.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Celtics.
Walker surveying the floor. Now Brown. 14 points from him the last game against the Suns in Phoenix.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low. And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
Now here's Leonard. Here's Harrell. And that's off the glass and in. It's a tie ball game.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Pass to Tatum. It's rebounded by Leonard.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against him. That's just great work inside.
And that one's good. Beverly.
And what confidence from Beverly squaring himself up as the pass was coming his way, so he was ready to fire.
And Walker kicks to Tatum. Celtics passing it around. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell. And after an incredible rookie season, Jason Tatum back to earth just a bit, Chris, in year 2.
Oh, yeah, and all that talent. Tatum getting to the line 6 times a game. That's how you put pressure on the defense.
And the first one drops. Chris, over the last 40 years, a steady decline in offensive rebound. Largely due, I'm guessing, to the concern with transition defense, right?
Definitely, and let's give respect to offensive rebounding that it should have. Whenever you had guys like Rodman, Popeye Jones, guys that used to you'd have nightmares about because they were such great rebounders, Ben Wallace. Well, now it's a little bit different because those guys were playing the 4 position, right? So now at the 4 position, you have to get back on defense because if you're not, guys are shooting threes from Curry land in the 4 position because the game has evolved. And so now it is better to get back in transition than trying to get an extra possession for your team. You still want to attack the glass. You just want to make sure you know who's in the game at that time because now you have guys leaking out, getting a quick shot on that other end.
Now here's Harkless. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Oh, man, did you see him close that gap? What a great job. He made the shooter feel uncomfortable.
Now Williams, following the three-point attempt by Lou Williams.
Oh, what incredible precision. Brown cutting the D to pieces with his pass.
And it's Williams with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 1. Williams with the block. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Brown's got the ball, and Brown throws it down.
What speed in transition. Brown just slashing down the court for the high percentage shot.
Edwards against Beverly. The pass to Harrell. Back to Beverly. With the floater, it's good. Beverly's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Williams passes to Edwards. With a break in the action, let's take a peek at the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. And the top rebounding teams in the league this season. The Clippers in 2nd.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Free throw good, Edwards. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
His free throw shooting is something they never need to worry about. He doesn't even know how to go through a cold streak.
Here's Harrell. He had 28 points in the win against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, as good of a scorer as he was in that game, he was even a better passer. A lot of assists for him.
No good from 18. Celtics leading by 3. Brown outside. Edwards against Beverly. Shoots it up. And that one goes long.
And, guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Come on, you can't be selfish. You got to be willing to make the next pass. Otherwise, you're just predictable.
Now here's Harrell, following the miss by Lou Williams. Another shot. And it's Harrell missing.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
So it's Boston now, following the miss by Montrezl Harrell. Here's Williams. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Williams has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Harrell kicks to Beverly. Williams dishes to Beverly. Here's Harkless. Doesn't go that time. Excellent D there from Williams. Beverly against Edwards. They get a hand on it. It's deflected.
And Beverly just goes all out on defense, which is what allows him to come up with these rejections.
Outside Williams. Back to Beverly. Shoots over Brown. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. To the paint. Here's Williams. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
And the energy of Williams, it's infectious. Amazing at using it to block shots, rebound, score, whatever they ask of him.
First one falls for him. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. And Williams drops them both.
Yeah, drawing fouls and making them pay at the line.
Clippers trail by 7. And here's Beverly. 9-point game his last outing. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And Beverly's a guy who loves physical contact. He really tries his best to absorb the contact on his shots to draw these fouls.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, in overtime, Beverly has established himself as just a defensive specialist, juggernaut, an absolute pest who plays his tail off on both ends of the floor.
Both free throws good from Beverly. And it's the Celtics ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Edwards against Beverly. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over.
The Celtics shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
Free throw good, Edwards. And so he hits both. 7 seconds left here in the first quarter. Leonard on the wing. With 2 seconds left. The shot, no good. And so it's the Boston Celtics heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. I saw her fight back. That was enough for me in my darkest days. I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine. So.
What a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
Recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half. Oh!
You know what, Kevin? You can't teach that. Brown just showing off his incredible dunking ability.
Williams looking over the floor. Three-pointer. And Boston with the rebound. Brown's got his 4th rebound in this one.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Oh, not at all afraid of contact. Brown is aggressive driving to the basket. Out of Willard High School in Georgia, Jaylen Brown was ranked 2nd in the class of 2015 after Ben Simmons. All the powerhouses came calling. He went the unexpected route, choosing UC Berkeley.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Leonard. And the Clippers miss again. Celtics leading by 11. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, if you were going to lose Kyrie Irving, why not replace him with Kemba Walker? The Celtics brought Walker in from Charlotte last offseason, and it looks like he's going to pay off big time in Boston. The Celtics didn't exactly do what they wanted the last couple of years, but with Walker and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and a hopefully healthy Gordon Hayward, Celtics aren't exactly going to be in the lottery anytime soon either.
Well, you're right on that, D.A. They're still stocked, and we love Walker. He'll, I think, mix well with this team. Thank you. Pass to George. No good on the shot. Some solid defense from Brown. And Cal Berkeley, not the biggest basketball program in the country. So, Chris, what led Brown to go there?
Well, former NBA All-Star Sharif Abdul-Rahim, another Wheeler High alum, took the same path. Look, Kevin, both of them welcomed the intellectual challenge. Now, Sharif, not only could he hoop, but now he's the president of the G League. And Jaylen Brown, he's the vice president of the Players Union.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Smart's checked in for Robert Williams. And it's Kemba Walker in for Edwards. Here's Cantor. This is the most they've led by, 13 points. Walker with it. Williams picks him up. Here's Cantor. Well, traditionally, many of the great free throw shooters have come from the point guard ranks. Here are the ones leading the league this year. The 4th spot held by Kemba Walker.
Well, if these guys can get to the line, there's not much question what the outcome's going to be. So it sort of prevents the D from being as aggressive as they'd like to be against them.
Yeah, as a defender, you got to avoid being too active with your hands around these guys. I mean, don't commit any cheap fouls.
That free throw, no good. Well, the book, Greg, is the same for Enes Kanter as it's always been. Great score inside, but his defense leaves you wanting.
And Kevin, at this point, he is who he is. I mean, for better or worse. Kanter is still a force off the bench to give a team some post presence in their second unit, but not sure he'll ever be a player to build around.
Some players are what we call quiet scorers, Chris. They put up a lot of points, but you don't realize until the end of the game just how effective and what kind of points they put up.
Oh, yeah, especially when you look at two-way players like Paul George or Kawhi Leonard, or how about a Bradley Beal out there in Washington? You look up at the scoreboard and be like, wait, how did he get 30? And don't forget about the running mate with Damian Lillard up there in Portland. Cullen, he's a bad man as well.
Here's Walker. The teardrop falls in. Walker's got 5.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Walker against Williams. That's his first basket of the game. 1 for 6 and looking for more.
Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
Kanter, the pass to Tice. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Celtics lead by 13.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Passes it to Leonard. Over Tice. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And maybe the biggest story of this summer, where would Kawhi Leonard be headed in free agency? A player of his caliber commands that kind of media scrutiny.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. Greg, you talk about the media focus for Kawhi Leonard. Not exactly something he embraces.
Not at all. As a kid on his birthdays, he'd shutter himself in his room because he didn't want the attention. To this day, he lets his play do the talking.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. And the second free throw, good.
You know, when he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who've won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
Here's Walker. That one's good. Just his third make brings him to 3 for 8 in this game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's George. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
His shooting has been a bright spot for them. Otherwise, they've struggled as a whole.
That's a 2-pointer from Walker, and it's Boston with another.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Yeah, Greg, they're just playing smart basketball, reading the floor well and executing.
And Patterson kicks to Williams. Outside, George. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. 11 points for George. Here's Walker. He's got 9. Dishes it to Tatum. Pass to Tice. Outside, Smart. Just 5 on the clock. Got a piece of it. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Lou Williams. Averaging about 22 points per, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Hey, every symphony needs a conductor. He unifies his teammates, sets the tempo, and they make some sweet, sweet moves.
Clearly a foul.
Well, last season, the chemistry for the Celtics, well, to put it nicely, it was lacking. I mean, they had friction over playing time. Players pointed fingers. Marcus Smart said it. I mean, they weren't together.
That's good from Kent. And Chris, just an uneasy silence in the Celtics locker room last season. The bench really not celebrating plays. How do they regain that joy?
Yeah, Kevin, it's so tough when you don't have good chemistry. I think you start with putting the team first. And leadership, it starts with being a good follower. It starts with sacrifice.
And Cantor drops them both. Players have different ways of leading. Some guys, Chris, are loud and fiery. Others let their play do all the talking. What was your approach?
Well, Kevin, it depended on what situation I was in. When I was in Sacramento, I could be the quiet, fiery guy that led through my actions because Vlade was more of a vocal guy, and we had a really good-spirited team, so I didn't need to do much besides what we did in practice. In my younger days, when you want to win, you want to get out there, and maybe everyone doesn't have the sense of urgency that you do. You're a little bit more vocal, but I've always believed that the best leaders, no matter how well they communicate or or anything else, the best leaders lead by example. And if you're telling everyone what to do and you're not doing it, usually it falls on deaf ears. So go out there and do it by example first, and everybody will follow.
Good advice. Here's Tatum. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Kawhi Leonard. Moves on moves. Greg, that's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
The first free throw is good.
Well, who could forget Jason Tatum's rookie year? I mean, in the 2018 playoffs, all he did was lead the Celtics in scoring at just 20 years old, taking Boston to Game 7 of the conference finals.
And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in. And so Tatum nails them both. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. It's a 16-point game. Lets a floater go, and he sinks the layup. George has got 13 points.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Cantor's shot is off.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
Walker the pass to Tatum. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, and Brad Stevens, credited for the culture he's helped establish in Boston. But last season, though, that took a hit. Now we'll see how he responds to that adversity. It's going to be interesting to see.
And he makes the first. Chris, Coach Stevens was candid after last season. He said he could have done a better job finding that fit and holding a standard for the team.
Well, you like seeing that. If a coach has to hold his players accountable, then he must first hold himself accountable. And the front office was quick to dismiss that notion, but not so many fans. There's no panic in Stevens, though. I like that. He's a steady hand through it all.
And so Tatum nails them both. Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against Phoenix.
And it was one of those games where it was just hard to get anything going. And you could see frustrations emerge.
I mean, it's hard not to get discouraged on such an off night shooting the ball, but somehow they kept the intensity up. I mean, that was a really gutty win.
Walker dishes to Smart. Back to Walker. Clock at 6. From the wing. Not going to go that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Here's Beverly. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Beverly's got 11.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
Here's Walker. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
This quarter has been hit or miss for him. Mostly miss.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Here's Harrell, and the lead is down inside single digits. Harrell's got his second bucket tonight.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
The Celtics working the ball around now. Outside, Walker. The Celtics need to get a shot off.
Efficiency. I mean, that's an area where Walker has improved. No need to force it. Keep your eyes up. Make the right basketball play.
The pass to Leonard. Over Tatum. Off the left rim and out. Celtics leading by 10. Outside, Walker. Looking to get it going. Count the basket. 11 points in the game.
And you got to love how Walker gets going from there. His jump shot is just gorgeous.
Bounce pass from Beverly. Harrell kicks to Patterson. Now, here's George. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and his energy level in that game was amazing. He did all that work offensively and controlled the boards, too.
And it's Leonard missing.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Here's Walker. And the rejection by Harrell. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Beverly, the pass to George. Count that as his 7th field goal in 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
Taking things into his own hands. He's been a beast this quarter.
Walker in the post, defended by Beverly.
Man, when the ball's in his hands, that's as high percentage as it gets. It's just a fluke miss.
Here's George. The shot misses. Great D that time from Tatum. And it's Smart with the ball for the Celtics. 10-point lead. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
And as good as a team as they were a year ago, they hated seeing these guys in their meetings. Just couldn't get it done against them.
And here's Tatum for 3. That shot off. And the Clippers will come the other way. Here's George. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Boston leading by 10. Outside, Walker. Tatum against Leonard. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him, and he knows it. The best thing they can do is try to get him more easy looks.
Harrell kicks to Patterson. Smart against George. From deep, from beyond the arc, and then some. George has got 18 points in the game.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate.
Tice with the ball. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Now Walker, 11 points in the game. To end the drought.
Oh, and that's just a great defensive effort there by Beverly. He is all hustle.
Kemba Walker firing on all cylinders for Boston. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with head coach Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think was the main edge you had?
Well, I thought defensively we were a lot better, and then that led to some offense. But obviously, we're playing a bunch of skilled guys, and we're able to spread the floor, and that's helpful.
You have to make them work at both ends. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Boston had no problems getting going. Their lead at one point was up to 7, and they had some real nice momentum going. By the end of the first quarter, their lead was 7. Going through the second quarter, they started to look a bit fatigued, but played well enough to enjoy a 5-point cushion here at the half. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight, not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Well, this is a close game. Every point matters. Right now, they're not getting to the line much. To win this kind of matchup, you got to be the aggressor. You got to be, you just got to be aggressive. Let's just see if they can ramp up their intensity, Ernie.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You look at Paul George in this game, guys. He's been everywhere.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. We've got Patrick Beverley. Ivica Zubac is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. That one goes in. 13 points for Jaylen Brown.
He can go inside, he can shoot it, he can dominate on the fast break. And tonight, Brown is doing it all.
Well, he might not have been the top name in free agency this summer, but Kemba Walker's name was certainly on the radar of many teams.
Oh, you're right, Kevin. And in a lot of years, Kemba would have been one of the names to get in free agency. But with the amount of top all-stars that were available this summer, I feel like Kemba maybe didn't get all the attention that his game deserved.
Leonard with no one around. A shot's good on the assist by George. 9 points for Leonard. Celtics leading by 3. Outside, Smart kicks to Tatum. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Leonard's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Inside, Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight?
Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 13 points. Clippers trail by 3. To the inside, George drops in the layup for 2.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Smart dishes to Brown. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent this.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Beverly against Walker. Tice passes to Walker, and the shot goes in. Walker's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And although he's smaller, Walker doesn't fear going inside. I mean, he knows he can get his shot over anyone.
And George kicks to Zubac. Back to George. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his first foul. Green, he's checked in for the Clippers. Harkless comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Robert Williams, he's checked in for Boston. Williams comes in for Jason Tatum. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Green against Brown. 6 to shoot. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's his first foul. Williams, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. And a change for the Celtics. Edwards is checked in. Here's Zubats. Second chance shot. He takes it up and lays it in. Zubats has got 6.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Mo Harkless. That is his first foul of the game. Edwards inside, defended by George. Pass to Brown. Denial. Out of bounds. Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Here's Williams. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game. And that one's good. Green.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Celtics trail by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Walker finds Brown. Tipped away. Out of bounds. Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession.
A moment here to see the numbers for Walker. 10th in free throw shooting, and he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And yeah, he's a true professional at the free throw line. It's a part of the game where he excels. You want him at the line for you in crunch time. Fires from deep. Hits the three-point bomb. Walker's got it all tied up now for the Celtics.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Passes it to Green. To the middle. Here's George. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Walker dishes to Brown. Green with the rebound. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. While we have a break, we can see which teams have made the most of their second chance opportunities over the last 10 games. The Clippers in second.
I mean, you love their aggressiveness, not settling for one shot offensively, but really running down those loose boards and converting for extra points.
Williams finds Brown. Harkless with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. A nice shot by George.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Celtics trail by 4. Edwards passes to Williams. He dishes it to Brown. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And out of St. John's, Mo Harkless in his 7th NBA season.
Yeah, and he's coming into his own as a defensive-minded wing. I mean, his offense is still a work in progress, but he's still in his mid-20s. He's got some time.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good from Brown.
And for Brown, it's about consistently improving. We've seen flashes from him, but now it's time for him to meet expectations.
And Brown drops them both. And here's George. 28 points for him. George double teamed. Williams with a clean look. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists tonight.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this high, a great chance to extend this lead.
Williams in the post. He's against Green. The shot that time, not on target. Clippers leading by 5. Williams inside. Edwards defending. He can't hit that time. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. There's Walker with the 3.
A perfect position to grab the rebound. Gets underneath, boxes out, and pulls it down.
Outside Williams. Outside George. Shot clock at 6. Here's Zubac. Ooh, the double clutch. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You take a look at Los Angeles. 4th in the conference, an excellent season so far for them, though they'd like to jump into the top tier, maybe the top 3.
You know, for Los Angeles, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
Well, it's possible we haven't seen them at their best yet. They've shown they can play with any team in the league. Now they need to do it every night, not just some nights.
Back to Williams. 3-pointer on the way. The Clippers grab the miss. Zubac has got 8 rebounds in this game. Pulls up on the wing. They get it again. Green. And it's Green with the jam.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
And Kevin, this is why his teammates respect him. The hustle, the energy. You gotta love it.
And it's Williams with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 5-point game. Pass to Zubac. Five to shoot. Outside Green. From deep 3-point range. That shot missing. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Edwards inside. Working on Green. They double team Walker. Williams with a clean look. No good from outside.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Harkless finds Williams. Now here's Green. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got 4 assists in the game.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Walker. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Outside Williams. Back to Harkless. Launches it. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Inside. Walker's shot is off.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
And no doubt about it, in order for them to be successful, he has got to be a catalyst when it comes to scoring.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Montrezl Harrell comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Paul George. And then for Boston, Jason Tatum comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Smart subbed in for Edwards. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Kemba Walker. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And there's the pass to Harrell. Back to Beverley. Three-pointer. And Boston with the rebound. Williams has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Walker. Tatum trying to break free. It counts. And the foul. That's on Lou Williams.
You can't shake Walker. He's just a master at cashing in on these and-one opportunities.
Well, you have to give credit to Kemba Walker, who has always found ways to improve his game year after year. Has worked on that shot and tool set enough where he can now be a handful to defend for any guard.
Leonard, he's checked in for Green.
One shot.
And with Walker, as he has progressed as a player, you know, Greg, so has his leadership.
And Kemba has been a natural leader for so long during his time. When your leader puts in the work that Kemba does, it has to inspire the rest of that roster.
Williams gets the bucket.
I like that pick play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
Leonard against Walker. Pass to Tatum. The three. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 3 assists tonight.
This young man has worked on his form. Tatum was a decent outside shooter in college, but lethal here as a pro.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won 6th Man of the Year for the 3rd time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company.
Very rare for players to be elite defenders from the moment they set foot in the NBA, but that was the case for Marcus Smart. A tremendous physicality to go with a pit bull disposition has made him downright scary at times at that end of the floor.
And the first one at the line is good. You know, Greg, defense are given for Marcus Smart. The growth necessary for him has been at the offensive end.
And now, finally making progress as a three-point shooter. Had already made strides with his passing. He's becoming quite the two-way player.
Cantor checked in for Williams. And so, Smart nails both of them.
At 6'4", 220 pounds, Marcus Smart might be the most physically imposing point guard in the league, especially with his fiery approach to the game.
And Beverley kicks to Leonard. Harrell trying to free himself up. And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 11 points.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Walker finds Tatum. Over Harkless. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
Beverley, the pass to Harkless. Right wing, outside Williams, shoots over Walker. The shot by Williams, no good. Celtics trail by 3.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, no need to rush right here. Let the clock run a little, then execute your offense. Defends the shot and grabs the rebound. About as big an impact as you can have on a possession.
Here's Beverley. That shot, no good. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We come back right after this. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session tomorrow.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Tatum and Cantor together down low. Walker and Smart, the guards. And it's Williams at the 3 spot. Walker. It's not going to go for him. Great D that time from Harrell. Clippers leading by 3. Leonard attacking, lays it up and banks it in. Leonard's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Clippers. Boston shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Passes to Tatum. Fade away. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got his 4th assist in this one. And it's Williams with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. He kicks it to Harkless. Outside Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Over Williams. And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Walker dishes to Cantor. Outside Williams. Pass to Tatum. From deep, Walker. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Here's Walker. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Beverly, the pass to Leonard.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Walker finds Tatum. No good, shot missing. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. To the paint, here's Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
In perfect timing, with a small lead, they're doing all they can to protect it.
Walker dishes to Tatum. The Celtics working the ball around now, and it's good for 2. Walker's got 14 points here in the second half.
Well, that's a shot that Walker has made throughout his career. He continues to do damage from this area.
Outside Williams. And stolen by Tatum. The dish now to Walker. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
But Walker has speed to burn. A nightmare keeping him out of the paint.
So, for the Clippers, Patterson, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Paul George in for Lou Williams. Then for the Celtics, Daniel Tice is checked in for Enes Kanter. And Jaylen Brown subbed in for Williams.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That free throw good from Walker.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Los Angeles leading by 4. Bounce pass from Beverly. George double teamed. Here's Patterson. A 3-pointer off the mark. The Celtics have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Brown the pass to Walker. From the arc. No good on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And George, here we go. And Boston with the rebound. Up top, Walker. Patterson defending. Basket counts. 30 points for Kemba Walker.
And although Walker is just 6'1", he possesses impressive strength, as he showed right there.
The three from George. Los Angeles with another miss.
Can't quite find his three-point touch in the second half yet. He had 2 in the first half, but still none since the break.
Walker against Beverly to tie it up. And the layup by Walker. Walker's got 9 points now in the quarter.
They love to get Walker into that pick and roll position. 9 times out of 10, he'll make something good happen.
George dishes to Leonard. A floater. Trying to end the drought. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Jaylen Brown.
At the line for your Clippers, Montrezl Harrell. At the line for 2.
First free throw is good. Second free throw, no good.
A little bit shaky at the line there. I mean, he did the important part and got him in front.
Tatum kicks to Walker. Brown outside. Clock at 6. Back to Walker. The shot's good. Brown making the play. 34 points for Kemba Walker.
Fearless. Walker feels confident going up against anyone. Painted area, doesn't matter. He does not back down.
Here's Leonard. Goes to the fadeaway and cans it.
You know what? The switch has flipped, and he's in that proverbial zone right now, knocking down 3 of 4 here in the fourth.
Feeds to Tatum. And that one hits back iron. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Kicks it to Harrell. Outside Leonard. Deep 2 from Beverly. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
You really have to love seeing Beverly be aggressive on offense. I mean, when he's looking for his jumper, it makes his team all the more dangerous.
Tatum passes to Brown. Celtics passing it around. Walker against Beverly. Goes up on the wing. The Celtics get it back in a new 14. That's a 2-pointer from Walker. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Smart against Leonard. The pass to George. Count that one. Now it's a 5-point Los Angeles lead.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Don't you love the passion Walker plays with? An incredible athlete who somehow muscles in tough shots.
And the Clippers call time here. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Celtics making a switch here. Williams has checked in. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Doc Rivers said to his team. And he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed. Guys.
Here's George. Good work defensively by Smart. Celtics trail by 3. Round kicks to Walker. Outside, Smart. Tatum against Patterson. Outside, Walker. 90 that time from Leonard. Los Angeles leading by 3. Ball's knocked loose. Beverly the pass to Leonard. And the layup's good off the glass. Leonard's got 12 points in just the second half.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Paul George really making a difference here.
And he just keeps.
That's a 2-pointer from Walker. It's hauled in by George. Clippers leading by 5. George double teamed. Pass to Harrell. Back to Patterson. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way in. Patterson's got his first points in this one.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
And he gets the bucket.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding the open man.
And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. Passes it to Harrell. Leonard against Walker. Leonard kicks to George. Shot clock at 6. Tries it from 9. Here's Leonard. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And they've gotten very aggressive on the offensive glass here in the second half, getting a lot of second chance points.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Leonard. Celtics trail by 8. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Oh, and the jam by Tatum.
That's amazing, the creativity. And you see how fluid an athlete Tatum is.
One shot.
And that one misses.
And hasn't had as many opportunities at the line as he did in that first half.
And stolen by Tatum. 4-on-3 break. Here's Smart. Oh, that's blocked.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
He's playing lights out right now. I mean, inspired basketball in the second half.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
Beverly against Walker. And stolen by Harrell. Down low. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly. Just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Walker against Beverly. Walker dishes to Brown. Outside Williams. 6 to shoot. Here's Tatum. Good on the baseline, Jay.
Timeout, timeout.
The height, the footwork. No wonder Tatum's knocked down mid-range from there.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They lead by 8. Now here's Leonard. To the left wing. Lets it go from deep. Rebound Boston. Williams has got 11 rebounds in the game. To the inside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
Well, he is a behemoth in the paint. Once Williams establishes himself, you almost have to foul it.
Shooting 2.
Gets the first, and that narrows the gap to 7. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
They're looking to get the most out of every possession. Frustrated to miss even one free throw right now.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Shooting for Los Angeles, Patrick Beverly. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that stretches their lead to 8. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 9-point ball game here. And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for Boston. We've got 1:13 left in the fourth. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. Harrell. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
An electrifying scorer. Walker, he'll burn you in so many ways.
Clippers leading by 6. Leonard with the ball. And 1:01 left in the game. To the paint. No good from Zubac.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and gotten the perfect position to alter the shot.
Now the Clippers with it. Here's George, buried from 15 feet out. George has got 34 points.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
But GA, this is no let-up. You know, this is the kind of hard-nosed competitiveness that wins games. Rebounding might not be his #1 priority, but you wouldn't know it from tonight. He's down there outplaying the big guys.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. From deep, Sinks the three-pointer. And now it's an 11-point Los Angeles lead.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. They're just a total team effort.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
And so Los Angeles takes the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.